And greetings, friends. Welcome to Tomorrow's World program, where you will gain precious insights into today's news and the real future of this world. My friends, why must Christ come again? Let's get real. This is not just a religious issue. This is a matter of human survival. For we are now beginning to see an explosion in world crises. All over this earth, America and our allies are in deep trouble. Think of the multiple thousands of people being blown to bits in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and elsewhere. Think of the tens of millions in increasing danger from the nuclear buildup in Iran and North Korea. No wonder the scientists have moved the famous doomsday clock 2 minutes closer to midnight. If there is a real God, my friends, who is concerned about our very survival, He will intervene in world affairs and save us. Stay tuned. My friends, the leaders in Russia are turning away from the United States and our allies, as dozens of news reports clearly indicate a new Cold War mentality is developing in Russia. Russia's President, Vladimir Putin, has hundreds of atomic weapons available, far more than any other nation on earth except the United States. We also read daily about how both Iran and North Korea keep maneuvering to keep their nuclear developments on track. Picture the Iranian leaders' fiery speeches against the United States and Israel. "We will destroy you," they keep saying in one way or another. Meanwhile, America's military is increasingly stretched to the limit. We're running out of equipment. Our equipment is getting old and out of date. Our men are getting tired. Our forces are stretched thin. Report after report comes out showing that we could not handle more wars if they break out around the world. We are getting in trouble militarily. Also, as we see on the nightly television news, literally millions of people in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East, and elsewhere, are starving or dying of AIDS, being beaten to death, raped, or otherwise humiliated. Is our Creator going to intervene and stop this? Listen to what your Bible clearly says. Here is our future laid out in detail. Notice what Jesus Christ Himself predicted, my friends. Go get a Bible if you have one. Check up on me. Prove these things out of your Bible. You don't hear these things preached very often today. They should be preached. 1/4 of your Bible is prophecy. Here is what Christ tells about our future, your future. Turn to Matthew chapter 24, which is the famous Olivet prophecy which He gave. Jesus was talking, and as He sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came privately saying, "Tell us, when will these things be, and what will be the sign of your coming and the end of the age?" Not the end of the world as such. The earth is not going to blow up, but the end of this society. God is going to intervene. A new world is coming. He said then that there will be false prophets, as we've explained so many times. He said there'll be wars and rumors of wars. And in verse 7, He said nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, alliances, and there will be famines, pestilence, disease epidemics, and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Can your mind picture the huge earthquakes and other so-called weather disturbances that Jesus Christ predicted, my friends? Those earthquakes, those hurricanes, the tsunamis will not always be over there somewhere else. They'll be right here. We need to understand. Notice down in verse 20, He said, "And pray that your flight," He describes in many places a place of safety for God's people, a place of safety to which God's people have to flee. Pray that your flight maybe not be in the winter or on the Sabbath. Then will be great tribulation, such as has not been since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. There's never been a time like this, my friends. You need to realize this. You're living into a different age. It's going to affect your life, whether you realize it or not, and it's beginning to happen. And within the next 5 to 15 years, it's going to be tremendous in its impact on this world and on your very life. He said, and unless those days were shortened, no flesh would be saved. Cosmicide, the total destruction of all human life off this earth. But for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. Now, in the last several years, for the first time, cosmicide is very possible. And because atomic weapons are now widely dispersed among many different countries, the doomsday clock, this clock the scientists have put up, is at 5 minutes until midnight. Think about it. They say that. We're getting very close, even according to the scientists. At this point, my friends, I invite you to call or write immediately for a free copy of a truly vital booklet entitled 14 Signs Announcing Christ's Return. This eye-opening booklet will give you 14 specific prophetic events to watch for. These major world events lead right up to the second coming of Jesus Christ as King of Kings. You'll see these things happening on your nightly news. 14 signs announcing Christ's return will make your television news and viewing and your newspaper reading truly come alive. So call us or write us now before you forget. Just ask for the free booklet on 14 signs. That's all you need.
This informative booklet is yours absolutely free. No cost, no obligation. If you call this toll-free number, 1-800-718-4800. That number once again is 1-800-718-4800. Call now. Or send your request to Tomorrow's World, P.O. Box 3800, Charlotte, North Carolina 28227. With this offer, you will also receive your free subscription to Tomorrow's World magazine, full of timely articles and unique insights on today's important issues. Tomorrow's World magazine keeps you up to date with world trends, Bible prophecy, and the very meaning of life itself. Tomorrow's World. Call now.
Now, my friends, back to our topic. Why must Jesus Christ come again? Turn again to Matthew 24. Notice what Jesus said about our time and this coming tribulation at the end of this age. He said, unless those days were shortened, Matthew 24, verse 22, no flesh would be saved. All life would be blasted off this planet with the literally scores of atomic weapons, hydrogen bombs, chemical warfare, biological warfare, and all the other weapons that our scientists are inventing. They would destroy human life unless the great God, and we have a real God, a creator, and all of you out there who doubt that are going to begin to realize that as these things begin to occur. Luke 21, then he said to them, nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be great earthquakes. Luke says great earthquakes. My friends, as the old saying is, you ain't seen nothing yet. And I'm sorry to say that, but these things are going to occur, and they're going to affect your life more than you can begin to understand. Great earthquakes in various places, and famines and pestilences, horrible disease epidemics and lack of food. And there will be fearful sights and great signs from heaven. The word fearful is often translated terror. It's terrible things or terror, and it can mean, of course, terrorist attacks. These things are now beginning to happen, terrible things and terrorist attacks. And they will get progressively worse and worse and worse.